Hello, welcome to episode 130 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Red Face Wildcard, fresh off of the job.
And every single week, Red Face Wildcard, fresh off the job, and I get together and we do our best to take all of our issues. And you know what we do? We build we build a house of our issues over an ancient burial ground, and we let all the spirits and ghosts just like destroy and decimate all the issues that we have. They just haunt them until they're
they haunt the issues until they are just non-existent.
That's right. Although Stephen,
until the issues become ghosts, and then they have to fight each other.
And then they have to fight each other. Then it's a ghost war, a ghost battle. Who doesn't want to see a ghost battle? Basically, we just like all we're doing is creating content. We're like even our issues are content at this point. But Stephen, why wasn't Poltergeist? Now Poltergeist are like, you move the tombstones, but not the bodies. Like, wait a second. For like now what this is suggesting is that ghosts go where their bodies are buried and just stay there all the time. They're not where they die. Now where they're just like, I live where I was buried, which is terrible.
This is where I exist. Like, because they don't even get to choose. They don't really
choose at all. There's like, I mean, that is the worst case. That's the worst ghost case scenario, right? Like, no, here's it. Like, if you're a ghost, right? And you're like, I have to just live on top of this plot where my body is buried. Boring as hell. Worse, you have to hang out with other ghosts. That's all you get. No, they built a house where there was no house. So now the ghosts are at least like, hey, I have lodging. I can watch TV if I want. Like, I have there's indoor plumbing here. This is interesting. I don't even know what this is. I have no words for any of this because I
passed in the year 1586.
So I don't know, just like if the ghosts are stuck in a specific like location based on where their remains are, isn't it better for them? Like, wouldn't you be happy as a ghost if people were like, oh, here's something to look at. Here's a theme park I'm going to build around you, ghost.
I was literally just going to say, it just cuts to me like carrying like a sack of bones. And I'm like, listen, Busch Gardens, real quick. You have a flower bed somewhere I can plant these bones because this ghost is going to have the time of his life.
Is that why we carry ashes? Is that why like right now Mike is just behind me like, thanks, dude. Like, I appreciate it. I didn't want to be stuck wherever, I don't want to be in some cemetery just walking around with the other ghosts. That's so boring. It's like Stephen, when I die, you need to carry my body around and plant me in various.
Listen, he wants to ride the Montu one more time.
He has to see Coheed and Cambria one more time. And by one more time, I mean every year. This is a thing now, Claudio. I'm sorry.
This is where you got to perform for this ghost.
This song goes out to Anthony's ashes. Anyway, so every week we get together and we talk about all the various issues that get in the way of actually making things. And we're trying our best to make a supernatural action comedy comic called Deathless. Stephen, it's been going really well, but this week we're kind of
this is a wash week.
This is a wash week. We're burning a candle at both ends here. This is crazy. So we just recorded a few days ago, just launched a new episode, and we're here 2 days later. I literally just edited the previous episode and released it. Now here we are recording a new one for the following week because we're switching over our recording time. So in the future, I mean, nothing changes for the audience, thankfully. But for you and I, this week is like, oh yeah, we can't talk about
because we recorded on Tuesday, then we recorded Don't Make It Weird on Wednesday. Yeah. So we basically have only had Thursday evening to do anything. That's it. So
and here we are. It's Friday. I mean, so yeah, nothing was. I did no work whatsoever. I'll tell you what I did start doing. I started finally setting up the Kickstarter, and I'm almost done with that. So amazing. All I really need to do, which is what I'd like to do right now, or during this, is I need a video from us about the Deathless Issue 2. We have to do the Kickstarter video, which we're usually pretty good at. I think we can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we get into that, Stephen. Let me see. Before we get into that, we have a couple of quick questions from the audience.
I love the quick questions.
We have a couple quick questions from the internet. So I want to make sure we can hang on. Let's see. Here. Okay. So we have a couple of quick questions from the internet and audience. If you'd like to participate, you can go on our Twitter at We Have Issues Pod, twitter.com/We Have Issues Pod. You can also follow Stephen and I, and often I'll post questions or I'll offer up the opportunity to post questions. You can ask whatever you want. So this one's from Queen Anne is writing a book, and she says, who is the lamest legit superhero, Stephen?
The lamest legit superhero.
See, okay, so it's tricky because like first of all, I feel like James Gunn is pulling through the like scraping the bottom of the DC barrel and showing us a lot of those characters. You know, like previously, not a lot of people were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Polka Dot Man in action." You know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, okay, well that could have been lame, but like he's showing, look at this cool potential because really, it's just like it's the weapon's only as good as the person wielding it. You know?
Well, as a 90s kid, and I'm sure you can back me on this, frame of mind, a character that a lot of people probably know too, that I think is super lame, is strictly because of her powers, is Jubilation Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the easiest go-to mutant out of like the cast. I'm like, because like her power is fireworks, and it's not, I mean, can she like
see, and
is
that's
she, like focussing Roman candles in Magneto's eyes,
that's
or
what
like
I was gonna say. Like, and then what you start doing is like the gears start spinning, and you're like, well, how do you make this cool? Like, you know, like Aquaman was a laughing stock forever, but then you learn like, Aquaman has the ability to dehydrate anything or anyone he wants. He could touch you and completely take all of the water and moisture out of your body, rendering you a husk of raisin man. You know, like
that's an insane power.
That's an insane power. I mean, he can take the water. Yeah, I mean, just like I like okay, one of my favorite traditionally the lamest legit superhero I think is what's his name? Jan? Is it Jan from the Wonder Twins? It's Jan and Jada. Yes. So Jan from the Wonder Twins is probably one of the lamest used legit superheroes. Every time you see him in the Wonder Twins show and the Super Friends, he just turns into a bucket of water. And then a monkey carries him around. Every time he's like, form of water in a bucket. And the monkey's like, I'll get the bucket again. It's so boring. But dude, but just imagine for a second, he can
form of a hurricane.
Yes. I mean, Steven, water is one of the things that can be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. He can literally turn into vapors, enter your body, and then solidify as ice and just completely demolish you from within. Just leaving you just viscera on an icy, golem as he like turns back into his pointy-eared, like cute little self. Like he can completely decimate. Exactly. I mean, he'll just leave that monkey just like crying in tears, just crying in tears, but like just like crying in pain. Just like, how did you do this? To a human, this is nuts. But most of the time, he's just like, get the bucket, here I come. Super lame, but the potential is always there. And I think like most characters are like that. Like there's a DC character called Brother Power the Geek. He is a literal dress store mannequin who came to life because someone put a bloody coat on him. And there were, I wish I could remember the exact verbiage that it says in the comic, but it's something like funky vibes. It's just like, oh, but there was lightning in the air and funky vibes, and it brought him to life. And he comes to life, and he's just a living dress store mannequin with this like hippie outfit on, and he goes about his life and like starts living. It's super lame, but you can do a lot of cool stuff with that because now it's kind of like a Frankenstein story. It's like a character finding what it means to be human, a character like struggling with what it means to be alive in general, which is, we're all going through that. It's just like, can he
very relatable
memories, very relatable. Yeah. And, so it's just like, but he also has a sort of like invulnerability, like he can't die, not traditionally. He is a magic amalgamation of energy, just like I guess we all are, but he is one that's a dress store mannequin that can't feel pain, but that means he
doesn't
can't
need
feel
food,
pleasure.
doesn't need oxygen,
so I mean he can have space adventures, he can have go underground, he can see the clear lizard people and Hitler or whatever's happening in the core of the earth, like all that stuff. which isn't happening, I swear.
Damn it, you just spawned like a wave of conspiracy theories. They're gonna gain ground.
I mean, it's true though. Like, okay, it's just naturally getting hotter in the world. It's like, let's blame the people for global warming. No. Clearly, Hitler's lizard people. They're making it hotter on Earth so that they can rise again and they can be comfortable in the environment that we are all creating for them together. We're making Earth into a heat rock for the lizard Nazis. It's clear as day. Anyone can see it. It's science. It's also flat, Steven. It's also flat.
I've actually heard it's concave, so like we are basically looking inward. Space is inside of us.
I hate Steven. I hate like more than anything. I get so like it makes me so sad that people take like conspiracy theories so far and take them seriously so much so that like they cause pain to others or like they like they take them to that extreme in some terrible way that it causes violence or causes something because I'm just like it's so much fun. It's so much fun to go down those rabbit holes and see like, hey, what if like, follow it.
What these people don't understand is they're actually just really good fictional storytellers. Yes. And they need to write books or create artwork that like, and just accept that these things aren't real. Basically what it is like, it's like the extreme version of something needing to be canon for it to matter. Yeah. Like, so like, oh, like it's, God, yes. It's yeah. Like, instead of it being like, well, no, this needs to be official. Like Akira Toriyama didn't say Goku did this, so it doesn't count. Like GT doesn't count, Yeah. It's like basically a supreme version of that, basically.
Yeah, dude. It's just, and it's sad because I'm like, it's so much fun. It could be so much fun. Okay, so I feel like we covered that question. That was question the first, which was totally about conspiracies and lizard people. This is what we do. Okay,
so join your lizard folk friends down at We Have Issues podcast.
That's what we do. So Estrella Sadie asked cookies or brownies. This is more difficult the more you think about it, or maybe that's just me. Okay, here's the thing. I will say, first of all, I'll choose cookies because of the variety and the diversity of it. You can have any kind of cookie.
I will say this. I have to add to that though. Good. I don't think there's a single cookie that's better than a brownie. But I agree.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean. And you know what? I was leaning toward brownie as soon as I saw this question because of this very simple brownie fact that I feel is indisputable, Steven. I feel like it's indisputable. You can come at me if you want. Comment below. But here's the thing. You overcook brownies, you get a cookie. You undercook brownies, you get a cake. You cook brownies perfectly, it's beautiful. Like there is no it's it's perfect.
I would say that brownies are basically just your typical good cookie.
Mm-hmm. Like I guess that's true. Now, they didn't specify chocolate brownie. I think that was my own prejudice thinking like, brownie has to be a brownie. And that's because I honestly haven't had, I've had like fudge brownies. I've had some peanut butter brownies. I've had some, like a little bit of variety, not much. Most of the time brownie, so, and like, even
though it's a fast food establishment, the brookie from Domino's is actually pretty good. The brownie cookie. I mean, for a Domino's item, dessert item, and they're pretty good. But yeah, man, but it's still tough because like what you're saying, it's really, if I had to pick brownie, that means I never get to have an Oreo again. Yeah. I never get to have a chocolate chip cookie. Yeah. I never get to have the Christmas ones with the Hershey Kiss in the middle of the peanut butter blossom. Yeah, like that's tough.
I think I have to choose cookie because here's the thing: you can
make a brownie cookie
to some extent. Yeah, I was gonna say to some extent you can create a brownie flavor like palette in a cookie, but you can't match all of the different cookies in a brownie.
And you know what a cookie you know what a fresh baked cookie does better than a brownie? It's all edge and all middle at the same time. You get both. You get all that edge you want, you get all that middle you want.
That's true. So, I'm gonna say cookie.
Yeah, I think it's cookie.
Okay, it's got to be cookie. Speaking of cookie, Jamie Jackson, who is one of my favorite people in the world.
Jamie's awesome. Like she's incredible.
You can watch our episode with Jamie, and our interview with her is so funny. She's amazing. Also, her books are great. Go pick them up. But she asks, chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin? That was the first question. Let's just get through this real quick, Steven. What do you think?
Chocolate chip. It's like hands down. Like there's like oatmeal raisin. Like I get so mad when. I don't get mad. That makes me sound like I'm an abusive jerk. But like when Tina makes or purchases oatmeal raisin cookies as if I'm going to be interested in it.
I said never again, Tina.
It's totally fine if she's buying them for herself.
The divorce papers that are already in the drawer. Just raises them.
But like, I like oatmeal raisin cookies. It's just, I'm at 35, almost 36. I can't eat a lot of cookies anymore. Yeah. So like, if I'm going to eat a cookie, it's not going to be breakfast with raisins in it.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm gonna say, I mean, when I think about these things, I think about it in a very like, I don't know, like a Socratic way. Like I think like the perfect cookie, right? Like I'm thinking the best possible case of an oatmeal raisin cookie is not going to touch the best possible case of a chocolate chip cookie.
I will tell you this right now, and people are going to hate me for this, but you could get like the Michelin 3-star baker from Europe making me an oatmeal raisin cookie, and I will eat a Chips Ahoy chocolate chip over that fucking piece of shit.
No, there is that. I mean, it's a very much like, it's like the what's his name? Ron Swanson. It's like the Ron Swanson burger thing when he has the the burger competition against Chris, and he's just like, here's mine. It's a cheeseburger. It's a burger on a bun.
Put some ketchup on it if you like.
So good.
This is better.
But I'm with you, and like I know I agree with you, and I feel like there's something, there's crack in them. I don't know what it is. There's something very addictive. There's like a sweet, there's like a salt flavor. Like there's something in the Chips Ahoy cookies that make them addictive that I'm just like, ooh, I shouldn't eat another one of these. I'm going to have 7. Like, here we go.
Like, dude, I don't even like play around with that. Like I open it and I just grab one whole sleeve and just walk away. Like that's, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I'm only going to eat 2 because it's not going to happen.
Empty carton behind you as he walks away. It explodes. And...
pull a Garfield, pull out the sleeve, put that in a Ziploc bag, and then take the rest of them.
All right, but Jamie's other question was best superhero decade.
This is tough.
I know I'm good. Look, I
have 2 answers.
I have 2 answers. My dumb isn't fair, totally cheating answer is this one, because we get every comic that's ever come out plus the ones that are coming out now. I mean, that's just the case. Like, I would take, people are always like, oh, I wish I was born in this decade so I can go see Star Wars in the theater. Cool. You wouldn't get to see any of the movies. You would not get to see Endgame or any of that. I mean, hopefully you live that long. But I mean, I like
more than likely you're rolling some sweet life dice.
Yes. And then, I mean, not to mention, like, you're not going to see as many as you would if you were born later. That's just the case, and like, you don't know what movies are going to come out. So it's great. It's wonderful and beautiful. We get to like be born in this crazy time, as insane as it can be. But we get to have all of this, like, it's like this TV renaissance,
content content at like your beck and call. Like,
yeah.
Like,
so as far as as far as comics are concerned, you have just this, like, I mean, look, we have like all of these, the access to all of these books that simply didn't exist, that we'd have to like hunt down, hope for the best, and do all this, but like, this is amazing. It's incredible that like now we have access to all these books. That being said, I'll say that like also for me, it's probably the 90s, because I mean, like the Tick, the Ninja Turtles, X-Men was like bubbling up at its best. That's
just
when,
like you can
was coming to
people can have their opinions on Liefeld's art, but like just that era of artwork just really changed everything. Like the 80s, I mean, like you see like this progression in comic book art in the 60s, 70s, 80s, but it's very slight. There's not like huge leaps and bounds. And then all of a sudden the 90s come and art just gets wild. I mean, art goes crazy.
Well, it's funny because like the best art from the previous eras, like the golden age of like Marvel and like, all that stuff with like Jack Kirby and all those guys. It's like, you see the best art that was coming out of those places was just like dripping with the personality of the artist. And then the lesser art that would come out is the one that just felt more formulaic, and everyone's kind of, not that any of them are bad. They're all fantastic. But the things that really stood out were the same things that were kind of just shined upon and like made into like this iconic thing. Like Image Comics came out and it was just like, here's a group of individuals and we're going to show you their blood on these pages. And like, it's just like, wow.
Because Todd McFarlane's another good name to drop. Like, I mean, because like, granted, Marvel didn't even come up with, they actually purchased Venom from a random person that created Venom. But Todd McFarlane's Venom is like Venom. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of Venom, the monstrous 90s Hulk beast, teeth everywhere, green spit Venom.
Oh yeah.
Dude. But like aside from the 90s though, like I'm in agreement. Like 90s is probably, and of course we have a bias, but 90s is a really great decade for comics. But the 2000s though, like I feel like when DC kind of did it later, but Marvel especially, like they were really trying to kind of refocus their storytelling and like their ability to kind of follow their stories and stuff like that. And like there was just so many good writers for them at the time. I mean, we always say Rick Remender, but like is it Mark Millar? Is that his name? Yep, Mark Millar. Like the whole Ultimates. Like you gotta understand, like
great.
I was turning 13 or 14 when the Ultimates were coming out. And it was so cool to get to see these retellings of stories I've known, of these characters I've known my entire life, because it hadn't really been done like that, you know, like where they get to give these new identities to these like twists. Like Captain America is actually kind of a racist. Like Thor is like this, like, you know, it's all twisted. It's all different, you know? So like the 2000s had like a lot of good content. I feel like that's when, like, I don't know, there was a lot of good stuff. Like,
oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a bad decade for comics, because I think it's just like movies. Like, you know, it's either you get really great blockbusters, um, or people get sick of the blockbusters and more independent films start bubbling up. It's just like no matter what, you just have to figure out like what frequency to focus on at the time. You know, like if you know, like right now, I feel like there's kind of like a Marvel fatigue starting to happen, and then that's why like you see things like Cocaine Bear popping up, where it's like now all these people are focused on this silly thing that should have just been a sci-fi, you know, channel movie, and it's just like it's a goof. But it's fun. We get Cocaine Bear in the theater now. Like how ridiculous and fun and
it's
silly,
amazing,
you know? So it's like, but we also have, you know, Ant-Man, Quantumania, and like all this, you know, we have Avatar 2, which I've never heard anyone talk about, even though it's making the most money in the world. It's so amazing. I can't.
That's a conspiracy theory in and of itself.
It is. I love, like, I appreciate, I respect, and I love James Cameron. That being said, I think it's hilarious that like Avatar, I don't care. Like you can say what you want, but like when I say Avatar, people still think about The Last Airbender. And then regardless, there are more memorable things in The Last Airbender. Not that they're comparable, you know, aside from the title, you know, but like it's just so interesting that like that movie didn't really make waves, but it's like the biggest box office. Like
it just cuts to James Cameron, like, James, everything's falling apart in the world. You're the only one that can fix it. Yeah, but if you funnel a bunch of money to me, those conspiracy theorists are going to go wild. They're just going to think that I'm trying to destroy everything I'm trying to save. And he's like, okay, I'll write Pocahontas 2. You just funnel me all those billions of dollars, say it's the most successful movie of all time. Great. It's amazing. It's incredible. Judgment Day was a great film. How could you say that he wouldn't make another great sequel to a movie when he made all these other great movies? None of them actually did well. They're all cult classics. They don't make money. So yeah, we're just funneling money to James Cameron so he can stop the Hitler lizard people from rising from the center of the earth.
To do it, and it's going to be him.
It's going to be him.
It is so funny though. I mean, and whatever. But now, you know, it's also funny that they have more sequels planned, in that they're like, hey, the first one, they were kind of like in tune with the earth, and they're talking about the earth people. And then the second one, they're like water, they're water tribes. And then I heard the third one is like they're fire. I'm like, you know what else does this? You know, whatever other story does this? Avatar, The Last Airbender.
You know, all you had to do, you took the name and it was like, okay, you know what? Avatar, it's a person, you know, it's the thing that you are, but you aren't. But like, he's like, all you have to do with that name is not touch the elements. Just stay away from the elements and you're good.
Don't touch them. And
you can have torches in your movie, but just don't make the movie about the torches.
He's like, oh no, there's gonna be a fire nation. There's gonna be a water nation.
Avatar 3, when the Fire Nation attacked. Why no?
That's what it is. That's what it is. I read that. It's literally like a Fire Nation story. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's so funny though. I hope it's good. The effects, I've seen that, like, just like James Cameron always does, he's like, hey, how can I push special effects so then we can have deep fakes and no one can ever trust our eyes and everyone's, you know, crazy and we, you know, the whole society collapses, but at least we don't have lizard Nazis. So that's, you know, he did that. I saw that the effects are amazing in Avatar 2. I don't care about it. I wish I did. Like, I wish I, like, you know, but hopefully it's good. It's not for me, you know, like, I just don't care.
To me, this goes back to the video game argument too. Like how, like, I see so many gamers, like whenever like a game comes out that I actually enjoy, and they're just like, oh, the graphics. I'm like, really? Like, this is like graphics like are like the cherry on top for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. I like graphics, but good story, solid gameplay, memorable game. Like that is that like Super Meat Boy is a superior game to a lot of the quote unquote like game of the year games that come out, you know, like
100%, dude. Let's get to our last question so we can do our Kickstarter thing. Steven, this is the most important question. It's from, okay, let's just say he's launching Hard Justice on March 1st, and we'll post the link below. So it's Hard Justice launches. He asks, worst ice cream flavor you've ever tasted?
Worst flavor of ice cream I've ever tasted. So I haven't tasted any weird flavors. So this is going to be a basic flavor because I haven't really tried like bacon ice cream or anything like that. But my least favorite ice cream, and this is probably once again going to throw people through a little loop. Chocolate. I don't like mint.
Mint. Okay.
I don't like mint ice
I
cream.
I don't mind. I now mint is a thing that I don't hate. Would never choose in a
I
million.
never would pick it.
I
York
would never pick.
York peppermint patties, like all that stuff. I stay away.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
not a big
eat
fan.
it, but I'm
Um,
not crazy about it.
I'm not a huge fan of like bubble gum. Like Atlas once, I remember once I went to Cold Stone and Atlas, he got this big cup. He's like, "Oh
Kids
yeah, I want ice
kids
cream." I was like,
pick
"Please."
colors, or they pick ice cream based on color.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah, I was like, "Please get anything else because I know you're gonna get sick of that, and I don't think I'm gonna like it." Let's see. He takes half a bite of it. And he's just like, "Not for me, Dad. Here you go." And I was like, "Not for either of us. Here goes the garbage. It's just trash now. It's
We
like
just threw away $5 out.
we threw away $5. Give me it. Here, take this $5. Put it in the trash can. You want to buy a video game with it? It's too bad. It's gone now.
It's gone. We bought bubblegum ice cream.
Yeah, so I think bubblegum is probably my least favorite. All right, Steven, we need to move on. We have very important business. We have a Kickstarter video to film, which I think we can do this. I think we can. It was like we'll do a couple takes real quick. We're gonna get through it and try to keep it short and sweet, just like this episode, which isn't at all gonna be a super long episode.
All right, so I just want to mentally prepare you for the Kickstarter video. We'll probably do our intro, but I'm just going to say Steven. So no silly billies, no like, oh my God, where's the wild card?
Got it. Okay.
It's just out in the open that it's going to be Steven.
Okay. So you know what? We're gonna run through it just just hot. Just go in hot. Don't even care about it, and then we'll workshop it. All right. Ready? Hello, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Steven.
And we are the creators of the book Deathless. This is our Kickstarter for issue 2. Deathless is a supernatural action horror comedy book about a nerdy 20 something. Is he 20 something? 30 something.
Early 30 something,
early 30s,
20 something.
Yeah. Okay. I can edit. So this is about Deathless is about a nerdy early 30 something year old guy who Steven, how should I word this? Because are we talking about the whole story or this issue?
So in previously on Deathless, a spell is cast, his roommates are evil, and Douglas is suddenly thrusted upon this journey, accompanied by a spirit named Deathless, basically.
So this nerdy, hang on. So this mild-mannered, nerdy D&D loving, nobody gets possessed by a guardian spirit whose only what's the word I'm looking for, Steven? Purpose in life, whose only goal, I'm gonna say goal. Okay. This guardian spirit
who only exists.
Yeah. Okay. This guardian spirit who only exists to destroy an evil power that's entered the earth. Unfortunately, this power has taken form inside of Douglas's best friends and roommates. So this guardian spirit has to help Douglas destroy his roommates in order to save the world. And in order to rid himself of this guardian spirit and this entity, Douglas has to help him fulfill his goal, or else he'll be stuck living with him in his body forever. So issue 2 went really well. So issue 1 went really well. We're doing issue 2 now. So there are a lot of cool reward tiers below. You can be in the book. Of course, you can get the book itself. We have a catch-up tier. We have stickers available, t-shirts available, all kinds of fun stuff. So look at the book below. If you wanted to learn about Deathless issue 1 or catch up before you even read this one, feel free to go to wehaveissuespodcast.com and buy a issue there and check it out.
Absolutely.
We should also mention, will you mention that you can see updates about the book every single week at our show?
On our show, yeah. And don't forget, aside from our website, you can also keep up to date on the progress of issue 2, especially if you back it. I'm sure you're curious to know how the project is progressing. Well, we have you covered because we record every week and we kind of have this accountability buddy situation where we update you on what we did and we tell you if we failed or succeeded. And we always have a game plan for every week. Yep. To finish these issues and to finish these projects of ours. So
that's right. So not only, when you back the project, not only will you get updates from us on Kickstarter, but you have the access to, seeing the entire process as we build this book, and you can see it every week. You can comment on every episode and talk to us. And you can see pages and, everything that we're working on as we're working on it. So we're definitely going to get this book done. It's just a matter of getting the funding for printing and, funding for printing some of the stickers and other stuff like that. But we really look forward to getting this book out to all of you. I can't wait for everyone to freaking read it because it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be incredible.
But yeah, okay. So all right. So back Deathless today, and please share it with all your friends. Let everyone know. Okay, I think that's good, right? Okay.
I think honestly, if you edit it, that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop it up, and I think we got it. I think like we have enough meat in there, and we totally got it. So that was it. We freaking nailed it. Steven, I hate like it's so funny when you get in situations like that. And I'm like, I'm in like podcasting mode, and I wasn't thinking like Kickstarter vernacular. So I was like, what are they called?
Tears.
Tears. The tears I think about during this podcast are
the reward shorts are going to be great.
So, but it's just so funny. Anyway, I'm so excited to do that. So if you're watching this right now, it's very soon. Our Kickstarter is going to launch. It's going to be March 4th. Hopefully, we're going to have the pre-launch. I'll post it in the description as soon as it's available, so you can click on it and follow along with the pre-launch, and then be told whenever it goes live. And it's going to be March 4th. So just thank you for being here with us. Steven, let me see what else we're going to say, or basically what's next. So Steven, what's next? What are we doing this week?
So yeah, because this one was kind of a collapsed week. Yeah. I'm currently working on pages 6, I think page 6 and 7 already. So I want to try to get those done before our next recording, which will be in 1 week from today.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I'm working on. I don't know if I'll reach my goal of page 15 by the convention, but that's okay because we have the whole thing streamlined a lot more smooth this time around anyway. So I think we're going to be okay.
Oh yeah, dude, this has been a really good process so far. This week, I'm going to obviously finish the Kickstarter. I'm going to order some books. I don't think they're going to be here before the convention, but honestly, I feel like it'd be cool to just try to like sell out at the convention, push issue 2, and then we can push our podcast more than anything. That's the thing. Like, since thankfully we had the funds for the convention from the previous Kickstarter, so it's so it's okay. Like, this is basically free advertisement day and free convention day. We get to go and
absolutely
enjoy a convention. But I'm gonna do the Kickstarter. I'm going to try to order some books and probably some stickers, and I'm going to color as much as I possibly can. This is a week where Atlas goes with his mom, so I should have a lot of time.
So I have 3. So I need to send you 4. No, you've already started 4. You need 5. You need 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Steven, gotcha. I'm also going to work out 3 days because I'm feeling much better now. I'll tell you, dude, last time I worked out, I felt it in my arms for literally 3 days. Like, I worked out and I was just like, ooh, this is a pain. Like, I didn't realize, like, I
feel like I'm sick, but in my arms.
Yeah, it was very weird. And like I've felt that before. I just need to, it needs to become more regular. That's all. And it will be. I'm gonna make a habit of it. I'm trying to get back into it. That's why I want to mention it. I'm gonna exercise 3 days. I'm gonna try to eat, more and better. But that's also my plan. So that's what we're going to do this week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you, first of all. Make sure you go and like and review and, do whatever you can on those apps. It really does help and, boost us in the algorithm. But if you can, please head over to youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast and hit the subscribe button. It's, I think, over here. I'm not sure. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Steven, what do you want to say to the people?
I love you guys. Thank you so much for the weekly support, the weekly love, like making us feel like we're actually doing the right thing we're supposed to be doing. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, you're all incredible. But thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. All right. All right, we should
yeah.
Oh no, but yeah, I you have a visitor.
Hello, Cambria. You're lucky you came in right during a segment, but I love you. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi, Mr. Anthony.
Hi.
Hi.
So far you've said hi and yeah. You have anything you need to tell me? Why do you smell like chicken?
I ate chicken. What?
You smell like celery or something, like celery salt. Like, what's going on? Are you guys playing with something?
No, we have been packing my lunch.
What did you pack in the lunch?
Celery salad and animal crackers and
I nailed it. I did nail it. I was like, why do you smell like celery? All right, guys. Can you say hi and bye to Mr. Anthony so I can finish this and we can go order some pizza?
yes,
We're so close. Yes. Go.
She loves you. She's showing you her heart.
Oh, you're so cute.
All right, girls, shut my door behind me. Get Sam out. Samuel, you have to go too.
Oh,
Love you.
sweet. Get out. Get out.
Get on him.
Get on. All right.
Hi.
That's so funny.